power, but I'm back with the video. We hot Cheeto on my lip, I think. Hold up, that's the start of the video, bro. Okay, yeah. Anyways, today's video we are going to be reacting to MOP fanfic reading The Attempted Assassinations of Twilight Sparkle by Skijara Maz Tone Shift. Yeah. Now, I think this video was suggested to me. Hold up, sorry, my hair. I know my hair looks like a mess. It looks dirty as freak because it is. I've been sweating all day today, so bear with me. Hey, it's like 88 degrees outside, okay? Bear with me. Anyways. Also, eating hot food does not help. I think this video was suggested to me by Twizilla Sparkle, I think. If I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments below and I will shout you out in the next video. But I have to hurry to get this video done because the phone I have now does not have a lot of storage on it, neither does this one, so...
The Attempted Assassinations of Twilight Sparkle by Dubs Rewatcher.
Put that right
the
there.
Shortest coup d'etat in equestrian history.
See what we got.
When Twilight received an invitation for a special meeting with Celestia, she had expected paperwork, some tea and biscuits, maybe a passionate cuddling session if all went well. Instead, she found herself standing before the throne, thoroughly uncuddled, and with the horrendous odor of lemon-scented cologne filling her nose.
That sounds kind of good, though. Lemon-scented cologne.
Standing next to Prince Blue
I love lemon
could be a form of torture. And that's the gist of it, Celestia said, either oblivious to the stench or able to smile despite it. Luna and I have been running ourselves ragged, brewing over all 24 hours in the day.
Yeah.
So, from this
I would hope y'all would.
Twilight, you are the Princess of Dusk, and Blue Blood, you are the Prince of Dawn.
Oh.
Congratulations.
No.
Next to Twilight, Prince
What
Blue
could
Blood
go wrong?
snorted. I don't see why I have to share any part of the day with her. I agree, Twilight said. I appreciate the thought, Princess, but I'm fine with Blue Blood having both parts. Do we have to work together? Celestia nodded. It's a hard job, so he'll need the help. Besides, Twilight...
It's not that hard of a job. We've been doing it for 1,000 years, Celestia, before Luna came back.
Blood, you need to fulfill your court
mandated not that hard, okay?
Hours.
Not that hard.
I believe my existence is service enough, Blue Blood said, turning up his nose. Nevertheless, I accept the position with pride. I shall be the greatest monarch the Dawn has ever seen. Ponies shall look on my works and despair. What does this job actually entail? Twilight asked. Just the usual royal matters, Celestia said. Giving speeches, passing laws, looking beautiful, reigning supreme over all of time and space? Blue Blood asked. Naturally, of course, Celestia said. A toothy grin spread over Blue Blood's face. Sounds lovely. Twilight grimaced. What he said. Now, of course, you will have to share your supremacy, Celestia said. You each only have part of the day, after all. But I am more than confident that you'll make it work.
I'm not.
With that, Celestia wished
they gonna fail, bro.
The new rulers
I am not confident at all.
Once they rounded a corner, Twilight spun around. Listen, she said. I don't know how this Princess of Dusk thing works, but if it's what Celestia wants, then I'll go along with it.
Who's Twilight trying to assassinate, bro?
But can we agree to play nice? She put out her huff. Blue Blood
could be Blue Blood she's trying to kill.
Gesture. Of course, my dear Twilight, he said, bowing.
Also,
for the good of my country.
I'm gonna pause this. Hopefully, I don't run out of storage before I get done with this. I'm nowhere near done with it. But if the quality of the camera looks different, it's because I had to tone it down a bit. Okay. I had to tone it down a lot because I had to do 720p instead of 1080p, which is HD. I had to because the storage just cannot take it. Not yet.
We'll put our differences aside.
I'll factory reset the phone later.
And morally deficient, I find your main cut. Twilight withdrew her now lemon-scented huff. Right.
Is Twilight the one with the lemon scent cologne type thing?
Later that day, as dusk stretched across the sky, Twilight trudged through Ponyville with 3 squirming foals clinging to her back. The news of Twilight's promotion leaked to the press like poison into the water supply, and now the entire town had gone into new Princess Frenzy mode.
A lot of leaking, bro.
And just like when she became the Princess of Friendship, Every pony wanted to take advantage. Please? Scootaloo asked, standing on Twilight's neck. Like, please,
Ow.
please? I swear I'll let you ride my scooter. I'll let you ride it twice even.
No.
For the 63rd time, Twilight said, ignoring Scootaloo's drooping
63
face.
times.
It doesn't
Bro.
matter what kind of princess I am, I can't make it illegal for fillies to be sent to bed without dessert. What if we bribe you? Apple Bloom asked. I've got 3 bits and an apple fritter stashed under my
Hey,
bed.
yo, shout out to Midnight
No,
Phoenix for
Twilight
commenting.
said. Sweetie Belle scratched her chin. What if we blackmail you? Twilight faltered, recalling last night's
Is that illegal?
bookshelf reorganization
Especially to a
session,
princess?
but
Bro,
put on
I think
her
you're gonna
poker
die.
face. No. Sweetie hung her head. Drat. The Crusaders
Best you
didn't
got.
stop chittering, even as Twilight trotted into the foyer of her castle. In the center of the room, Twilight lit her horn and scraped them off her back. Speaking of bedtimes, she said, shouldn't you 3 be getting home? It's almost totally dark out, and I don't think I have any dessert here for you. What kind of princess doesn't have dessert? Apple Bloom asked.
A princess that don't like dessert.
No dessert. Can't pass bedtime laws. Scootaloo listed off. She shot Twilight a narrow-eyed glare. Are you sure you're really a princess? She's just another ineffective mainstream capitalist neoliberal figurehead, Sweetie said.
Okay, then.
Every pony stared.
I'm scary.
Do you even know what any of that means?
I don't.
Twilight asked. Nope, Sweetie said. But it sounded smart, said Scootaloo.
It did.
It must be true.
No. It must.
I bet Blue Blood
No.
would give us ice cream, Apple Bloom said. What with all that money he's got? I'm sure he would, Twilight said, forcing a smile. And you can go ask him in the morning. For now, why don't you head home? A sharp snapping sound echoed through the room. The fillies all looked away, above Twilight's head, and screamed. Screaming? Is my smile really that creepy? Twilight thought,
Yeah, pretty creepy.
wincing. She
Probably.
looked up and noticed the foyer's massive crystal chandelier free-falling towards them. Oh.
Just
Twilight
all?
shot a concussive blast at the fillies, launching them halfway across the room. She looked up again just in time for the entire weight of the chandelier to crash down on top of her. Plumes of dust erupted through the air, punctuated by the Crusaders' shrieks.
Did she just say all?
Pinned beneath 1 ton of broken
Oh,
crystal,
look that.
all Twilight saw was
The
darkness. and her
chandelier
limbs
coming to
throbbed
kill
in
me.
agony.
Oh. Oh well.
Darn it, Twilight thought, face smushed into the floor. I knew I should have taken Rarity up on that offer for yoga class. I am gonna feel this in the morning.
You should be dead.
Twilight! Came
Forget
Spike's voice
yoga
somewhere in the
practice.
distance.
Or yoga class, rather.
Give me a second, Twilight mumbled, spitting out a few chunks of rubble. She
Oh,
closed
yeah,
her
she's
eyes
fine.
and wrapped her magic around the
She's fine.
smashed
It's all
candle,
right.
then hefted it a few inches
She's
into the
fine.
air, giving herself just enough space to wriggle
Just
out from
coughing
under it.
up dirt and stuff. It's fine.
The
She's
Crusaders
fine.
looked on with slack jaws as Twilight stood up straight, completely
fine.
unscathed. Whew. Is everyone all right?
She
asked,
Dang.
rolling her neck around with a few tiny popping sounds.
Yeah, I felt that pop
Scootaloo's
sound.
face went pale, and Sweetie Belle just fainted. What in tarnation was that? Apple Bloom cried. She and Spike sprinted up to Twilight.
That's difficult to
I'm
do.
not sure, said Twilight, looking back at the destroyed light fixture. Spike, when was the last time you tightened the chandelier's chains? Spike blinked. Never? You should be dead, Apple Bloom said. That thing
Yeah.
squished you like a pancake.
Like a pancake.
Benefits
not
of
Apple
being
Bloom.
immortal, I suppose, Twilight said, preening her wings.
That's not how that works. You can't die from old
Apple Bloom
age.
frowned.
You can still die
Immortal now? Immortal. It means I cannot die.
from old age.
Not even if you eat broccoli? Scootaloo asked,
Well,
rushing up to
that
stand
might
next
be a
to
little
Apple
bit of
Bloom.
you can
When
die
Twilight
easily from
nodded,
that. Alicorn or no.
Stars filled
Immortal
Scootaloo's
or not.
eyes.
You can die from eating
Can you
broccoli.
make me immortal? I want to jump into a volcano and swim in the lava, please?
You'll
Twilight
die.
glowered at her. No. Please, I'll let you ride my... Twilight picked all the fillies up and shoved them outside, then slammed the door closed.
Slam the door? That'd have been perfect place for a slamming door sound effect. You know, whatever.
Squinting
It's
hard
cool.
at the bundles of broken chain gathered on her lab table, Twilight held out a hoof and made a beckoning motion. "Spike, pass me the welding torch, would you?" she asked. When she got no response, she turned around and said again, "Spike?" A few paces behind her stood Spike, forehead glossed with sweat, staring at the torch on Twilight's workbench. He had one claw stretched towards it, but frozen in place, as if he'd been visited by a cockatrice.
Is he
Twilight watched
alright?
for a few moments more. "Everything okay over there?" Spike jumped back. "Yeah," he said, wearing a too wide
It's
smile.
not alright.
"I'm just being careful, just in case we're, cursed." Twilight scoffed. "Cursed? Well, I mean, think about it,"
Seriously.
Spike said. "First the chandelier falls, then I go to get a snack, but I end up tripping and spilling my sapphires all over the floor. You can't explain that."
You're clumsy.
"I'm pretty
You
sure I
like
can,"
Discord.
Twilight said. She went back to squinting at the chains. "I don't know about you tripping, but these supports must have been on the verge of breaking for weeks." As she spoke, she did her best to keep the chains out of Spike's sight. In truth, she wasn't sure what had felled the chandelier. The steel chains had no rust or denting. In fact, it looked like they had been sliced right through, as if with magic. "There's no curse,"
Sweetie Belle
she
either
said,
did it, or
using
Twilight,
her
or
magic to
Blue
grab the
Blood.
torch herself. "You're working yourself
Blood
up over
probably did it.
nothing. And the sooner I get this fixed up, the sooner I can start figuring out just what the heck a Princess of Dusk actually does." Spike watched the torch with a frown as it floated through the air. "All right," he said, taking a seat on the far side of the room. "If you say so. But if that thing blows up, I'm not putting out the fires." Spike offered him an assured
Can a
smile before
chandelier
pulling on
blow
her welding
up?
mask. All she needed was to close up the tiny
Or are you
cuts
talking
in the
about like
chain,
a torch or
which
something?
would take no more than a few
Probably a
minutes of
torch.
work. She pointed the nozzle away
That'd
from
make a
her
lot
and
of
pulled the
sense.
trigger. But nothing came out. Frowning, she pulled it again, and again, and again, and again,
If it's not
Until-
working, give up.
until it worked, and a tiny jet of blue flame hissed out of the nozzle.
Okay then, never
She
mind.
passed Spike a smirk.
Never give up.
"See? No fiery explosions, no curse, nothing."
Wait for it.
Spike stopped hiding his face in his claws and let out a relieved sigh. Smiling, Spike turned back to the chains. However, before she could get to welding, the torch's flames sputtered out. "Oh," she said, giving the tool a small shake.
Don't shake
"The
the...
gas tank must be empty. No wonder it wouldn't turn on." She put the torch down and trotted over to a nearby closet where she kept her replacement tanks. When she opened the
Have you
closet,
ever seen a pony with a
massive
blowtorch?
alligator popped out and swallowed her whole. Spike let out a high-pitched yelp, while Twilight just gazed into the darkness of the alligator's stomach. She tried to take a calming breath, but the putrid smell set her brain on fire.
That was an escalation and a half.
Called.
Underwater, Fluttershy.
Twilight.
Fluttershy soon arrived
Being
and,
immortal.
through methods that no pony involved would ever
Doesn't-
willingly speak of again, extracted Twilight from the alligator's stomach.
Being immortal cannot help you get eaten by an alligator.
Fluttershy said to the now leashed creature as they headed downstairs.
Had stuff on my screen.
Being locked up in that dusty old closet.
I gotta
must
put
have
some
been
lotion
so
on my face,
uncomfortable.
bro. Yeah, look at I got dry skin everywhere, bro.
Twilight muttered.
Man.
Her coat shiny
Gotta
with
get back onto that, bro. Got a whole bottle in there, not even using it.
Twilight, I don't mean to sound judgmental, but you need to take better care of your pets.
Fluttershy said as they reached the foyer.
I hope this isn't a symptom of your new responsibilities getting to your head.
That alligator's our
Maybe
pet.
Spike doesn't mind when you trap him in closets. I don't know what you do in your private time.
He's not our pet, Spike said. He kept his nose pinched tight as he walked along beside Twilight. He just showed up at the closet. He threw a glower at Twilight.
closet.
Because we're cursed. Twilight
Can't
rolled
over that
her
voice,
eyes.
bro.
We're not
Because
cursed.
we're cursed.
This, the chandelier falling on me, they're all coincidences.
Facts.
That doesn't sound like a coincidence.
It's
to
not
me.
facts. I'm lying.
Fluttershy
It's an
said.
opinion.
She glanced around a few times before leaning into Twilight and whispering,
It sounds like somebody might have a hit out on you.
Blue
hit?
blood.
Twilight snorted.
Fluttershy, that's ridiculous. I'm a scholar, not a mobster. Who in the world would possibly want me dead?
Tirek, Chrysalis, Spike listed. Sombra, the Dazzling, that mare who sells popcorn in Canterlot Park.
Aside from the ponies who want me dead. Princesses are common assassination targets,
Fluttershy said. She led the alligator to the door.
Really, I don't mean to worry you, but if I were you,
The point,
I'd
the
lay
part
low
that's
for a
the
while.
popcorn?
Take it from some pony who knows.
Okay.
She left without another word.
Okay.
Spike and Twilight exchanged a glance.
15 minutes
think
into the
she's right.
recording on my camera,
Spike
bro.
finally said in a shaky voice.
Holy
Maybe
crap.
we should lay low. Things are getting dangerous around
Excuse
here.
me.
Spike, I'll be fine. I'm immortal.
Hopefully
I'm
my
not.
storage handles.
Spike said.
Hopefully.
What if that gator came after me too? Not all reptiles are friends, you know. He
Facts.
twiddled his claws. I bet Sunset Shimmer would let us stay with her for a while until the heat dies down.
There's no heat.
Twilight groaned. She raised
Sure
her
about
brow
that,
at
Twi?
Spike.
And didn't you get into a
I'm
fight
not.
with the other Spike last time we visited?
That wasn't my fault, Spike said,
Oh.
stomping his hoof.
He tried to sniff my butt. And you tried to hump Rarity's leg.
Whoa!
Spike was silent, then blushed horrendously.
Whoa!
I don't want to talk about it.
It took a while for Twilight to doze off that night. After all, sleeping with Spike snoring in her ears and nose wasn't an easy task.
Bro, I would pause and just
Curled up like a
contemplate on
cat,
what I just
Spike
heard,
snoozed beside her.
but I don't want the
He'd
storage
refused
to run
sleep in
out,
his
so I'm
room,
going
lest
to
his
leave
bed
playing.
turned into cucumbers while he slept.
Woo!
Spike hated cucumbers. In any case, Twilight had a lot on her mind. She didn't believe Spike and Fluttershy's conspiracy theories, of course not, but what if some pony did have it out for her? She was smart, talented, relatively cute when one considered Ponyville's average standard of beauty. What reason would any pony
Hey,
have
Game
to kill her?
Salmon, how you doing?
Then again, her approval ratings had been dipping lately. A few weeks back, she closed up a loophole that let ponies pay their taxes in imaginary friendship
fine.
dollars, which earned her a few angry letters. And she just the other day put regulations on how often ponies could assemble into
Sorry, but that
impromptu
happened
musical
on the third.
numbers. That nearly started a riot.
Yo!
A riot filled with
I'm gonna pause it for a few seconds. I put on Do Not Disturb on this thing, and my phones are connected, so Do Not Disturb automatically came on this phone. I love that. That's so cool. They're connected with Apple ID or Apple iCloud, whatever you call it.
singing and dancing, sure, but
That's
catchy
awesome.
lyrics didn't make pitchforks any less sharp.
I like that. Pitchforks are sharp.
When
I don't
she
know what you're
did
talking
fall
about.
asleep,
But
she dreamt of ruling over a nicer kingdom. A kingdom where ponies appreciated her relatively cute princess status and alligators didn't hide in her closet.
yeah,
However, eventually, she had to wake up with an annoying tingle in her bladder. For a moment, she buried her head
go to
into
the
the
bathroom.
mattress, wondering if she could just ignore it and go back to dreamland, but
hey, I do that
Soon
every
she
day,
had to
bro. I
force
try to
herself to get
ignore
up.
my bladder and just try to fall back to
eyes
sleep.
sagging, brain working at half speed, Twilight dragged
99%
herself out
of the time
her
it don't
bedroom
work.
and down the hall to the bathroom. She didn't even bother to turn on the lights as she made her way to the toilet, hopped onto the seat, and sat down.
We don't need this
And
TMI, bro. Man.
And down. And cold! Twilight flailed her hooves in every direction.
Spike!
She shrieked, her rump submerged in the freezing toilet water.
Help!
Minutes later, Twilight was back in bed, a towel wrapped around her butt. She gazed at the ceiling with a 1,000-yard stare, the memory of the toilet's chilly embrace seared into her mind.
Who?
Twilight asked, cowering into her sheets.
Who would leave the toilet seat up? Who could possibly be so evil?
Spike fiddled with his claws, refusing to look at Twilight. I bet it was the assassin, he said. Definitely.
I didn't believe you before, but now?
Twilight glanced at her still damp rear.
Some pony trying to kill me might be the only explanation for this disaster.
Can we move into Sunset's house now? Spike asked.
Oh!
Maybe.
Said Twilight, climbing out of bed.
But first things first. I want to warn Blue Blood. Hopefully he'll still be awake. He might be a pain, but he's a mortal pain. And I bet that he's got a lot of chandeliers in his house. Dear Blue Blood, I'm writing to tell you that some pony has been trying to kill me, and I fear that they may come after you, too.
He's not
I
going to
think
believe
whoever
you,
it is
Twilight.
may have been incensed by our promotions this morning. Either that, or they love to sing and dance. In any case, they've already been
Excuse
3
me.
attempts made
I
on
am
my life,
sorry.
and I predict more are to come. My
Sorry
good
about
friend
that.
Fluttershy suggested that I lay low.
Checking the heat on
So
my
I'll
phone.
give you the same advice.
Okay.
Until the culprit is caught, stay
Both
safe.
phones were cold.
Best, Princess Twilight Sparkle.
Still recording. Still recording. We're good.
Dear
about that.
Princess Twilight Sparkle, how dare you accuse me of committing such a heinous act? This is foolishness of the highest order. I will have you know that I've only been arrested for assault once, and that case was settled out of court, so it shouldn't even count. I've never been so insulted. I have half a mind to suspect you of assassinating me. Don't even think of weaseling your way out of this one, Sparkle. I'll be sending your libellous letter to the press in the morning. Then we'll see who the true assassin is around here. I suspect it is the princess with the ill-thought-out mane cut. Love, Prince D.B. Blueblood, ruler of the Dawn, 6-time Little League baseball champ. P.S. I wrote this letter with my new typewriter. How do you like it? Be sure to mail me back and let me know what you think. P.P.S. If you contact me again, I'll sue you for harassment and slander and grand theft.
Bro, chill.
Dear Blueblood,
What?
best Twilight Sparkle.
The next morning, when Twilight dragged herself out of her room, eyes baggy, wings dragging, she didn't even bother to check the hallway for tripwire guillotines or spring-loaded flamethrowers. She just wanted breakfast.
Those are oddly specific.
She also wanted to take a shower, but she decided to
Spring-loaded
put off entering the
flamethrowers?
bathroom for as
Why
long
not
as
just
possible.
flamethrowers?
Yawning, Twilight trotted into
Can't
her
you go
kitchen
use it outside
and
though?
paused when she
Like,
found a mug of coffee and a
your
steaming
ponies.
bowl of porridge waiting on
see
the
what I
table.
mean? Like,
Twilight looked over the meal with a salivating glance. She hadn't even noticed Spike leave to make breakfast. What a sneaky dragon. Marveling at how wonderful her favorite little chef assistant personal post office could be, she took her seat at the table. Twilight inhaled the scent of her meal and wrinkled her nose when she picked up a hint of lemon wafting from the porridge. The horrendous odor of Blueblood's cologne had ruined the food
Oh, so
for her,
Blueblood
and
had
she
the
wanted
lemon
to
on.
keep
Okay.
his weird letter out of her mind.
Then again, it is dawn right about now.
She thought, shoveling the sweet mush into her mouth.
Maybe his first decree was to make all of Equestria smell just like him.
I mean, lemon
She
citrus
stopped as a
Equestria.
bitter
I'm all
almond-like taste
in.
washed over her
Now,
tongue.
lavender would be a lot better.
Swallowing what food she had left
But
in her
I'm all
mouth,
in for
Twilight
lemon
took a moment
scented
to ponder
Equestria.
the familiar taste.
Come on.
She thought back to her years as an expert scientist. She remembered constantly searching for
Expert.
new materials to work
Expert
with,
scientist.
conducting vigorous
Expert.
experiments on any chemical she could find. Spike,
Expert.
she called.
Why did you put cyanide in my porridge?
Aha! Prince Blueblood cried, jumping out from under the sink.
What?
You have fallen into my trap,
What
Cyanide?
trap?
Twilight asked. She glanced at her porridge.
Wait, did you seriously try to poison me? You're the assassin?
Try to poison you? I have succeeded, Blueblood said.
You
In
have?
mere moments your breathing will cease, leaving moi as the ruler of both dawn and dusk.
He didn't.
No longer will
She
I have
didn't.
to share my
Eat it.
throne. Soon eternal power over
Shut
one's
up,
wealth
Blue Blood.
of the day
It's
shall be
looking bad
mine.
for you.
The monarchs stared at one another. Blueblood's grin stayed static. You may begin dying now, you know.
Blueblood, I'm immortal.
Yes, I know you're immoral. I've seen your mane. Another moment of silence. Twilight threw Blueblood out the window.
Is that how it ends?
I'm sorry about what happened,
Said Celestia, pouring tea for Twilight.
I really didn't expect this sort of thing out of Blueblood. I always saw him as an arsenic kind of pony. Don't worry about it,
Twilight said.
Sometimes you just want a relaxing night and you end up surviving 4 assassination attempts. It happens. In any case, I've handled it. Now Blueblood knows the cost of treason.
Celestia looked into the
Cost
night
of
sky.
treason.
He's been sent to the moon.
Twilight gasped.
Wait, I misspoke.
Celestia said.
Oh, you did?
His room. He's been sent to his room. Oh. But fear not, I've already chosen his replacement.
Celestia said. She pointed to the doorway.
Behold!
Is this Sunset Shimmer?
The doors to Celestia's chamber swung wide open, letting in a blast of light. Twilight squinted to make out the lithe silhouette standing in the
Sunset
threshold.
Shimmer. Is it you?
Cadence!
Oh.
Twilight said,
She's
sprinting
alright.
forward to meet her sister-in-law. The two embraced.
You're the new Princess of Dawn?
That's right, said Cadence.
Auntie Celestia asked me to help you out after Blue Blood got caught. I'm so excited to work with you.
She looked over Twilight.
But you're already a princess of the Crystal Empire.
But first, why don't we have a drink?
The two hugged once more before Twilight let go. And
The
allowed
event just
Cadence
came
to
on.
walk
I'm
into
sorry
the
about
room.
that.
But Twilight froze when she noticed the object just barely peeking out from behind Cadence's wing. A tiny bottle labeled cyanide. Thank you for listening to this one-shot. If you...
No problem. Now, before I run out of storage, I'm going to do my outro and I'm going to end this video here. So, there we go. So, hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys did, make sure you subscribe to my channel, like, if you comment below, and as always, peace out.